or repeat on Thursday mornings at 5:30.
The question was asked in Proverbs, who can find a virtuous woman for
Hi there, I'm Leon Nash, CEO of NRPMediaJA.com, and you are listening to NRPMediaJA.com. It is now 6:35. Make that 6:35, 25 minutes now. Make that 24 minutes going up to our 7 o'clock. We do apologize for the late start of our newscast right here on NRP Radio. We're going to be doing just that now for you as we continue to broadcast across the nation. Stay with us right here on NRP Radio. On this very wet Wednesday morning, good morning and welcome to our platforms, NRPMediaJA.com, also Facebook and YouTube at NRPMediaJA. It's Wednesday, of course, September 25, 2024. I am Leon Nash with the NRP Break of Day newscast. Here are the headlines. The Met Service has continued the flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James until 5 p.m. today. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck questions the timing of the Integrity Commission report, which was tabled in Parliament yesterday, and also chastised the Integrity Commission for amplifying speculations of impropriety by the Prime Minister. Students from the Bustamante High School in Clarendon returned to school today amidst a fire which gutted two of its computer labs yesterday. Motorists fined after pleading guilty to breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. And in sports, champion coach Newton Sterling optimistic that his team will return to winning ways in the Issa Manning Cup today when they play hosts Penwood High. The news today is brought to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, definitely no limitations whatsoever. Keep it locked right here on NRP Radio and NRP Media as we come to you live on our platform, NRP Media JA on the .com.
Hi, I'm Genevieve.
And I'm Kalisha. And we are the Chryso Praises. You're listening to NRP Media and Radio. Reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now the details of the news. The Met Service has continued the flash flood watch to low-lying and flood-prone areas of St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James, effective until 5 p.m. today. It has also discontinued the flash flood watch for Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland, effective immediately. The Met Service says a recently formed tropical storm Helen is now moving northwestward towards the Gulf of Mexico, and its outer bands are expected to continue producing unstable weather across Jamaica into Wednesday. The center of tropical storm Helene was located near latitude 19.7 degrees north, longitude 84.7 degrees west, or about 685 kilometers west-northwest of Negril Point, Jamaica. Helen is moving towards the west-northwest near 19 kilometers per hour. A turn towards the northwest is expected tonight, followed by a general northward motion beginning today and continuing through Friday. On the forecast track, the center of Helen will pass near the northeastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula today, move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico on Thursday, and reach the Big Bend coast of Florida late Thursday. Observational data indicate that moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms have been affecting sections of southern and southwestern parishes over the past few hours. The current forecast is for periods of showers and thunderstorms to continue, affecting mainly southern and northwestern parishes through to this evening. A flash flood watch means flooding is possible, and residents are advised to take precautionary measures, keep informed by listening to further releases from the Met Service, and be ready for quick action if flooding is observed or if a warning is issued. Fishers and other marine interests should continue to exercise caution as sea conditions will deteriorate due to thunderstorms and strong gusty winds. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck has questioned the timing of the Integrity Commission report, which was tabled in Parliament yesterday, in addition to his rejection of the request for the Oversight Committee to recommend that the Financial Investigations Division probes further the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. Speaking in Parliament yesterday during an Oversight Committee session, the Justice Minister cited that the request of the Integrity Commission was inappropriately made when it has the ability itself to report the matter to the FID.
Why is it submitting a report now and then asking us to recommend to the FID? It has a MOU with FID. And before it submitted this report, why didn't it engage the FID and the TOJ, which within its mandate it can do? And it seemed to me the question may well be asked, why was this report submitted to Parliament at this time? After 3 years, it had, during that period, done 3,800 investigation of transaction, investigated according to 28 bank accounts. The IC itself has done a comprehensive report. In addition, it reported that it had an international expert for 6 months. And the international expert has found nothing. And what you have here, Mr. Chairman, is a report that has not implicated the Prime Minister, the substance of this report, in any material way.
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck and Mr. Chuck chastised the Integrity Commission for amplifying the speculation that the Prime Minister was involved in nefarious activities when the report submitted found no such evidence.
What this report has done is to leave nothing but speculation from page 1 to page 171 of its report. It had come to no conclusion. And because it has failed to come to any conclusion, it is now asking for the FID and the TAJ to assist it in coming to some conclusion. I have much more to say, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, save and except to say I cannot support the present motion.
That was Justice Minister Delroy Chuck. Yesterday, the opposition People's National Party accused the ruling Andrew Holness-led government of effectively stalling the Integrity Commission investigation. At the sitting, People's National Party Member of Parliament Julian Robinson and Philip Paulwell tabled a motion in support of the Integrity Commission's recommendation to refer the investigation into Prime Minister Andrew Holness' statutory declarations to the Financial Investigation Division. The motion brought by Julian Robinson and seconded by Philip Paulwell followed the IC's special report submitted to Parliament on September 5, which raised concerns about the Prime Minister's declared assets between 2019 and 2022. In a release, the party said that the move by the government members on the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee denies the Jamaican people the transparency. Philip Paulwell, who served in the committee for many years, expressed his disappointment at what he called an unprecedented move, as never before has an Oversight Committee rejected recommendations of the Integrity Commission.
I've never heard of any instances where we have not accepted the recommendations of the Commission. And what Member Robinson and myself are seeking to do is to, in relation to that specific recommendation, and it is quite clear that it is an ongoing process, because when the FID does its investigation, I'm certain it will report back to the Integrity Commission, and after which we expect to get another report. So this is in furtherance of their continued investigation.
That was MP Philip Paulwell. The motion called for the committee to accept the Integrity Commission's recommendation to refer the matter to the FID for further investigation, despite the commission stating that it could not reach a final conclusion due to the Prime Minister's refusal to provide key financial details. The PNP says that despite the blocking of the motion yesterday, it will not relent and will use all lawful means to ensure probity and keep the government honest while upholding principles of good governance and accountability. You're listening to news on NRP Radio. The time is now 40 minutes, going up to the hour of 7 o'clock. Students from the Bustamante High School in Clarendon will return to some semblance of normality today after being forced to engage in online learning yesterday following a fire at the school early yesterday morning. Reports are that about 1:30 yesterday morning, residents reported seeing smoke coming from the building at the school, and the fire department called. Principal of the school, Wayne Evans, told NRP News that by the time the fire department came, the entire block with the computer labs were under fire. He reported that the fire destroyed approximately 2 computer labs, 70 laptops, 45 desktop computers, 2 projectors and a server, a UPS system, desks and chairs, and a printer. The principal said that the unfortunate fire will set back the school's program significantly. However, classes will resume today on a staggered basis with all grade 11 students and grade 7 to 9 until further plans can be put into place. And let's see if we can get this.
The first thing we can do now is to begin to put a plan. We're looking at what we can do in terms of maybe asking for assistance in other schools, to export the children. There are a number of things we're looking at. Definitely, as we meet as a team and discuss matters, to be able to come up with a more decisive plan to see what we can do. But in the interim, it's just to get by the children back on site.
That was Mr. Wayne Evans, principal of the Bustamante High School in Clarendon. He said that on Thursday, only grades 10 and 11, grade 10 students will report to school. On Friday, the 11s and 7 to 9 will return in that alternate staggered fashion. Mr. Evans added that the classroom space at the school has been seriously affected as several blocks and subsequent classrooms are impacted by the fire. Fire personnel and the police have reportedly determined that the fire was caused by an electrical short circuit forced by illegal throw-ups in the community. Preliminary estimates of losses and damage could run into over $30 million. 38-year-old Marlon Davis of Ewerton, St. Catherine has been sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for possession of ganja, or Jamaican $15,000, and 6 months imprisonment for trafficking ganja, or pay a fine of $105,816. The sentence and subsequent fines were handed down on Davis after he pleaded guilty to the charges of the Dangerous Drugs Act, possession and trafficking of illegal substances when he appeared before the Manchester Parish Court on Monday this week. Approximately 2 kilograms of cocaine and 12 pounds of ganja were seized by the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division following an operation conducted on the Hatfield Main Road in Manchester on Monday, July 25. The police report that they were in the area when they saw Davis driving a Toyota Axio motor car with a woman as a passenger aboard. He was signaled to stop. He complied, and a search of the vehicle revealed 2 garbage bags containing ganja in the trunk of the car, and 1 kilogram of cocaine was seen hidden behind the glove compartment of the motor vehicle. A further search of the vehicle also revealed another kilogram of cocaine that was concealed in another part of the vehicle. Davis and the woman were taken into custody in relation to the matter. However, during the investigation, the woman was released. Davis's sentences will run concurrently if the fines are unpaid. Davis is scheduled to appear in the Manchester Circuit Court on Thursday, January 23, 2025, for an asset forfeiture hearing. According to the police, the conviction demonstrates the ongoing efforts of the Firearms and Narcotics Division to combat illegal drug trafficking in Jamaica. The operation was part of an ongoing effort by the FNID to disrupt drug trafficking networks in the Manchester area. The St. Catherine police seized 1 firearm and 2 rounds of ammunition during an operation in Old Brayton Portmore in the parish on Tuesday. 1 man was arrested in relation to the seizure. Reports are that at 2:35 p.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw a man walking along the roadway whose actions aroused their suspicion. He was accosted and searched, and during the search, one Smith & Wesson pistol with 2.40 rounds of ammunition was found in his possession. He was subsequently taken into custody, and his identity, however, is being withheld pending further investigation. And in another incident, St. Andrew South Police seized one firearm during an operation in Wellside Lane, Kingston 11, yesterday as well. 2 men were arrested during the operation. Police reports that about 2:10 p.m., they were conducting an operation at a premises that was occupied by 2 men. During the search, one JS 9mm pistol was found in their possession. They were subsequently taken into custody in relation to the seizure. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. You are listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations. We now segue to give you some sporting information brought to you by Four Seasons Sports Closet. They're over there in Mandeville in Manchester, Jamaica. Let's now hear from our friends at Four Seasons Sports Closet.
Four Seasons Sports and Equipment, the Sports Closet, now located at shop number 3, Leaders Plaza, Nashville, Mandeville, Manchester. Call them today at 876-613-7429. Cellular phone 876-363-8323 or 876-546-0630. Yes, you asked for it and now you got it. Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Shop with us for a wide range of sporting goods and equipment. It's Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Sports Closet, you'll never go asking for anymore.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us on in our sports stories. We kick off on football. Head coach of Jamaica's senior women's football team, Hubert Busby, says his focus will be on developing team chemistry and camaraderie as his players prepare for the World Cup qualifiers, which are set to begin next year. Busby says that the upcoming friendly matches against France and South Africa will provide an ideal platform for strengthening the team's playing model, implementing key playing principles, and measuring performance progress. The Reggae Girls are scheduled to play away to number 10 ranked France on October 25 at the Stade Auguste Bonal. Then the 42nd ranked Reggae Girls are set to host 50th ranked South Africa on November 29 and December 2. Busby believes that these high-level matches are crucial in laying the groundwork for success in the World Cup qualifiers. On football, continuing on football, a head coach of Campion College in Newton, Sterling, is optimistic that his team will return to winning ways in the Issa Manning Cup today when they play host Penwood High. Campion were blanked 5-0 by Kingston College KC in their last outing in Zone C action. The loss was their first of the season and saw them falling behind zone leaders KC and Penwood. Campion now sits third in the zone on 7 points, while KC and Penwood are level on points in first and second respectively, each amassing 10 points. Sterling said that despite the heavy defeat to KC, he's confident his team can regain their winning form and make a charge for qualification to the second round of the Manning Cup. On cricket, Captain Barry Brook hit a superb first one-day international century as England beat Australia in the third match to breathe life into their new era of white ball cricket. Chasing 305 knowing defeat would give Australia the series. Standing skipper Brook hit 110 not out to guide his side to a 46-run victory via the Duckworth-Lewis Stern method. And finally, on athletics, Glasgow is to host the 2026 Commonwealth Games after a deal was blocked by the Scottish government. A scaled-down version of the event featuring fewer sport and athletes will return to the city 12 years after it last hosted the Games. The Australian state of Victoria was originally chosen to stage the multi-purpose event, but withdrew as host due to rising costs. Australian authorities have promised a multi-million-dollar pound investment to help finalize the deal. That's sports in our NRP Break of Day newscast. Stand by now as we continue with the newscast. It is now 5 minutes going up to the hour of 7 o'clock. Let's run on over and give you a little bit from the VOA.
This is Richard Green with your worldwide news update. Israel bombarded Hezbollah militant targets in Lebanon again on Tuesday, with the death toll from airstrikes since Monday mounting to 564, along with another 1,835 injured. Israel said it struck 1,600 sites, with a Lebanese health official saying 50 children had been killed in the barrage, along with at least 94 women. The Israeli military said its strikes on Tuesday hit dozens of Hezbollah targets, including militants involved in launching several rounds of rockets at northern Israel. Israel said one of its strikes in Beirut's southern suburb killed Ibrahim Muhammad Kobiesi, identified by Israel as a senior Hezbollah military commander who oversaw the group's missile systems. The United Nations Refugee Agency said, quote, it was outraged and deeply saddened by other Israeli attacks that killed 2 of its staff members. Hamas said in a statement Tuesday that it is expecting the United Nations to take immediate action to end the war in Gaza, but the Palestinian group also said it will not participate in new ceasefire talks with Israel. Hamas said it will not waver from its position, quote, against any new negotiations that will provide Israel with cover to continue its aggression. There have been fewer Israeli military strikes in Gaza in recent days as Israel escalates attacks in Lebanon, but Palestinian health officials say at least 22 people were killed and at least 40 injured in a new round of Israeli strikes across Gaza Tuesday.
That is Worldwide in 5. As a matter of fact, in a minute and a half, right there, as we bring to you the international news from the VOA. Stand by now as we move and to provide you with the latest from the National Meteorological Service of Jamaica, the latest weather report and forecast right here on NRP Radio and NRP Media. Let's tell you that the National Met Service says that there is a significant feature of an uninduced trough across the Western Caribbean. The trough is being induced by Tropical Storm Helene, currently near the Yucatan Peninsula, and is expected to remain across the region through to Thursday morning. A weak ridge is expected to briefly build across Jamaica afterwards. This morning to afternoon and night, mostly cloudy, and expect windy conditions along with intermittent showers and thunderstorms across southern parishes. And with that, we've come to the end of our news presentation for this morning. But before we go, here are the headlines. The Met Service continuing the flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas across Jamaica. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck questions the timing of the Integrity Commission report, which was tabled in Parliament yesterday. Students from the Bustamante High School in Clarendon returned to school today amidst a fire which gutted 2 of its computer labs yesterday. Motorists fined after pleading guilty to breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. And in sports, Campion College head coach Newton Sterling optimistic that his team will return to winning ways in the Issa Manning Cup today. The full half-an-hour package of news in the NRP Break of Day newscast came to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. We invite you to join us again this evening at 6:30 for the NRP Evening News Roundup. On behalf of the entire news and production teams, I am Leon Nash for NRP News, encouraging you to join this growing medium by subscribing. Yes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at NRP Media JA. Feel fulfilled and informed. Have a good rest of your morning. Reminding you too that if you walk, ride or drive, make every effort to arrive alive. My name is Leon Nash once again, and we say have a great day amidst the heavy rains that we're having across the country. Wear your umbrellas, take your umbrellas, wear your coats, keep your protective boots on, and let's have a wonderful day. My soul praises the Lord. My heart rejoices in God, my Savior. This is NRP Media and Radio. The time is 7 a.m.
Unity Radio, 96.1 FM from New York City, streaming from Jamaica with your host, Leon Nash, the official blesser.
Hello, radio listener. Thank you so much for joining us. You're now invited to listen to Let the Word Speak with Reverend Paul Blair. Do enjoy. Hi there, I'm Leon Nash, CEO
Hello, radio
of
listener. Thank you so much for joining us. You're now invited to listen to Let the Word Speak with Reverend Paul Blair. Do enjoy.
They say this mountain can't be moved. They say these chains will never